Gathoni Wamuchomba aumirio kuria ri agioka akigora akijera we must bring back sanity to our people. Na no nginya tuikare tukiaragiria kwetu tondu tutire twatuika ati ithuĩ nĩ ithuĩ andũ a gũthũkangia indo na nĩ ithuĩ andũ a gũcina indo na tukianjia harakati cia gutigirira ni twacokaniriria atongoria mathie marĩrie andũ na mere andũ iyo mitugo ti ya Mũgĩkũyũ kana tiguo na kĩo ndaria hau na Gĩkũyũ nigetha Osoro ndakaigue na karibu sana Mheshimiwa Osoro, karibu my sister.
Ladies and gentlemen, the clip that we have begun with is a clip of the Kikuyu member of parliament or the majority leader in parliament, that is Honorable Kimani Ichungwah, speaking at the memorial of his late dad Isaac Ichungwah, where he was referring to Gathoni Wamuchomba, who had come there to condole with the family of Kimani Ichungwah for the passing of their father. Lately, rumors have headed and tongues have been rolling that Gathoni Wamuchomba is a state project funded by President William Ruto to infiltrate the united opposition and come out from the united opposition, bringing secrets from the said team to William Ruto's side. And Kimani Ichungwah unknowingly exposed Gathoni Wamuchomba's role in betraying the united opposition. And this is something that Gathoni Wamuchomba recently denied having knowledge of completely, or denied involving herself with the government of the day, where she was regarded as the mole and the betrayer of the united opposition. Now, allow me to take you down through the process of Gathoni Wamuchomba heading up to becoming Ruto's project within the united opposition. When Rigathi Gachagua was impeached, let's go even past Rigathi Gachagua's impeachment, before Gachagua was impeached. Before Gachagua was impeached, Gathoni Wamuchomba was a great critic of Rigathi Gachagua, where she stood against Rigathi Gachagua's sentiment of one man, one shilling. She opposed the Rigathi Gachagua's ideology of, arguing or trying to be a representative and a kingpin of the Mount Kenya people within William Ruto's government. But a chance presented itself when Rigathi Gachagua was impeached, or when the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua was brought to the floor of the House at the National Assembly. That is when Gathoni Wamuchomba started aligning herself with Rigathi Gachagua and calling for justice of Rigathi Gachagua and trying to defend Rigathi Gachagua against the impeachment, knowing very well that the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua would actually sail through, it would actually go through, because Ruto had already bought the National Assembly and the Parliament at large. Are we together? So Gathoni positioned herself within the circles of a man she hates, that is Rigathi Gachagua. And as time went by, the impeachment sailed through, and Gathoni continued being on Rigathi Gachagua's side. But one thing that Gathoni Wamuchomba saw is the potential of Rigathi Gachagua, because Rigathi Gachagua's impeachment made him an overnight kingpin and a darling to the people of the Mount Kenya region, which saw people who hated Rigathi Gachagua start seeing opportunities. Aligning yourself with Rigathi Gachagua as his defender, then you are on the good side and the graces of the people of the Mount Kenya region. But one thing Gathoni was counting on is that Rigathi Gachagua's impeachment would bar him from ever contending for a presidential seat or an elective position in this country, or for ever launching a party in this country. So if Rigathi Gachagua was to launch a party, it would require somebody that would be the party leader, that would be the face of the party. So when Gachagua started speaking about a new party, Gathoni Wamuchomba saw the opportunity. She positioned herself so close to Rigathi Gachagua, believing that Gachagua would at the end of the day pick her as the chairman of the party, or the party leader. But Rigathi Gachagua started noticing and started fronting himself as the party leader. And there, Gathoni Wamuchomba saw there is no opportunity for her to become the party leader of the party that Gachagua was meant to unveil. And that is when she started now having secret meetings with the government. That is when she started even meeting with Kimani Ichungwah. And she started selling out the secrets of the united opposition or the secrets of Rigathi Gachagua's team to the government. Most of the time, during this period, when Gachagua would plan an event or when Gachagua would be going to attend a rally or something, he would find police waiting for him. Yet, the information was only secluded, the information of his movements and his whereabouts was only secluded to the group, to a certain group of people that he trusted. And Gathoni Wamuchomba was one of them. So when Rigathi Gachagua realized this trend, that is when he launched an investigation within his own team, finding that Gathoni Wamuchomba was actually the person leaking that information. And that is when he cut out Gathoni Wamuchomba from his inner circle. Now, Gathoni Wamuchomba started realizing he isn't being invited to the decision-making meetings by Rigathi Gachagua. She realized that Gachagua cut her out completely. And then she took the step further of now starting doing interviews. Where on a certain interview that she did with Ot 96, she said that Rigathi Gachagua should stop tribal politics and work towards uniting Kenyans as a one country and not, he should stop doing the politics and only revolving around the Mount Kenya. He should position himself as a national contender, which is something that actually saw a lot of Kenya react to it. So this is when Gathoni Wamuchomba now was fronting herself. She revealed her true colors, that she was at Rigathi Gachagua's side because of what Gachagua was offering to her, or what Gachagua would have offered to her. Now, when we came to learn of Gathoni Wamuchomba's sideshow and a bigger plan, is when Gathoni Wamuchomba started. It was during the launch of the DCP party. During the day that Gachagua was launching his DCP party at Parklands, the DCP offices, Gathoni Wamuchomba on the same day met with Fred Matiang'i, and she declared allegiance to Fred Matiang'i as a preferred presidential candidate come the year 2027. When Gachagua was holding the launch of the DCP party at the DCP party headquarters, Gathoni Wamuchomba, on the other hand, was having a meeting with Fred Matiang'i. And she started posting the pictures, started touring the Mount Kenya region with Matiang'i. Saying that Matiang'i is the only man fit to become the president come the year 2027 to replace William Ruto. But here now is where it plays out very clearly. Gathoni Wamuchomba starts distancing herself from the united opposition, and she creates a new jargon called the Third Force Alliance. In this Third Force Alliance, she has positioned herself as the leader of the said alliance, which she brought in some of the most reputable names and people with so credible titles, and people that have been defenders of justice, people that have been leaders that have been defenders of justice, defenders of the people. People like Babu Owino, people like Edwin Sifuna, MP like Caleb Amisi. She called them into a jargon, a cocoon, where she made herself their leader, and they started now doing their own development tours. But the question that now we started asking ourselves as a political analyst is, where does Gathoni Wamuchomba get the money to fund these these development tours? Yet, we haven't seen her do the same development tours in the Mount Kenya region, giving out money close to what she started with when she visited Sabaoti. She gave out 500,000. Now that is when the picture started coming out. And many started now asking the question, could Gathoni Wamuchomba really be a project of President William Ruto? And now it is loud and clear. Kimani Ichungwah has confirmed it to us, and Gathoni Wamuchomba's action have confirmed it to us. But one thing, does Fred Matiang'i, who Gathoni Wamuchomba positions herself as the campaign of Matiang'i know that Gathoni Wamuchomba is working for the government? Does people like Babu Owino, Edwin Sifuna, Caleb Amisi know that Gathoni Wamuchomba is a project of President William Ruto? If they don't know, then at the end of the day, Gathoni Wamuchomba will destroy these people's reputation. Another thing and a secret that we have been brought into is that a party has already been formed that Gathoni Wamuchomba is said to be the party leader. And this party will field a presidential candidate come the year 2027. And the presidential candidate will be coming from the Mount Kenya region. We are being brought into a secret that the person to be the presidential candidate of the said party that Gathoni Wamuchomba is leading, which is actually sponsored by William Ruto, is none other than Nyoro. Ladies and gentlemen, that is when now you understand that politics is a dirty game. And the people that play it so dirty are the winners. William Ruto knows if the Mount Kenya region is united for one purpose, kicking him out, and the united opposition is united for that same purpose, then he doesn't stand a chance. But if he plants moles and infiltrate the opposition and more so the Mount Kenya region, he has a chance to winning the presidency come the year 2027. Mtazamaji, I would love to hear your comments in regards to this analysis. Kumbuka, hii ni Janja la Mjini TV. Achia maoni kwenye comment section, alafu usisahau kusubscribe.